Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
Ripple thinks it will end sometime between August 26th and November 18th. Okay, but that's the absolute drop-dead date, I think. And so does Jeremy Hogan. In this pending class action, Ripple agreed to move the case start back to November 18th in belief that the SEC case will be finished before then. But then he puts his disclaimer down here. Of course, it can settle any time. Here's a document released, a legal document with regards to the case. Let's not forget, guys, the current date, August 26th, 2022. But then the new agreed upon date, November 18th, 2022. So Jeremy Hogan just letting us know that this is the current timeline for, I guess, if it goes straight to the end, if it goes to trial. But this can, in fact, settle at any moment. So this is why we're on our toes as XRP hodlers. I know we've been waiting a very, very long time for this case to end, and if it does end, I mean, the worst case scenario, it takes the longest amount of time possible. We are waiting till November of 2022. And if we were told that in December of 2020, I think we would be tearing our hair out. Now, though, that timeline seems a lot closer than not. I mean, August is right around the corner. It's already March. So anyway, I thought I'd just bring that to your attention. Also saw this, guys, from jv.xrp. No wonder the SEC doesn't go after anything Ethereum-based. It's because it's all running on JP Morgan's database. And so new news has recently come out that JP Morgan has a vested interest in the Ethereum-based software company. They have definitely invested money in that as well. This question is not related to any ongoing investigations or pending litigation. So he's just bringing this up. Consensus, the Ethereum-based software company, recently acquired JP Morgan's Quorum. The acquisition has raised many eyebrows from observers as they wonder why JP Morgan would sell their database network. Consensus acquired Quorum for an unknown amount of money. However, JP Morgan subsequently made a strategic investment in Consensus that most likely canceled out or even exceeded the amount of money Consensus paid for Quorum. If this sounds strange to you, it's because it is. Also make note, John Deaton bringing this to our attention, 4 months before the lawsuit. Jay Clayton, yes, the same Jay Clayton that brought upon the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit. Clayton's law firm, Sullivan and Cromwell, negotiated the purchase of JP Morgan's Quorum and the JPM coin by Lubin and Consensus. It appears that Clayton, helping his firm, directed Hinman to contact Lubin, who is represented by Sullivan and Cromwell. And so there's an article attached to this tweet. I'm not going to read the article. John Deaton also just mentioning, when interviewed by Laura Shin, Lubin described his Quorum acquisitions offering as interbank information network that is similar to what SWIFT does and works with north of 400 financial institutions around the world. And get this, he also added that Consensus supports the JPM coin. Remember when that JPM coin came out and people were wondering, is this going to be the Ripple killer, the XRP killer? And we were just all kind of laughing because we thought to ourselves, how could a bank, one sole bank, compete with the rest of the financial world, the rest of globally, the financial ecosystem? And we thought, one of the examples, we were mentioning in the XRP community and that I was saying specifically on this channel was that, if you have another bank, why would another bank, like, for example, Goldman Sachs, why would they want to hold JPM coin? JPM coin is basically a redundant coin that would be, attached one-to-one to the US dollar. We already have stable coins for that. Anyway, we are now learning more about this, how JP Morgan is connected to the Ethereum Foundation through the consensus link. And it's interesting what you find when you dig. This a great one from Stefan Hubert. Right down here, Lubin's interests are not exactly aligned with Vitalik because he is more of a financial type pursuing commercial gains. Then down here, precisely, Lubin insisted the Ethereum team consult with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission at an early stage, and that it hire high-priced lawyers from the Manhattan firm Pryor Cashman to minimize legal risks. Joe is in the background, says Mike Novogratz. So this is a quote from Mike Novogratz, but he is as important as Vitalik. And then down here, another quote from Charles Hoskinson. With Joe, you never actually know more than 5% of what he is thinking. So some interesting testimony, I suppose, brought to us by Stefan Hubert with regards to what Mike Novogratz thinks and what Charles Hoskinson thinks about Joe Lubin. And with regards to what Consensus said they were building back then, the first element of Consensus business is building a cross-border payment system. Sound familiar?
So the first element is just borderless payment systems, ease of sending any amount of money inexpensively across borders or even within borders. In terms of remittances, most of the time fees are in the area of 10%, and that's just far too much money to give up if you're sending money around the world.
Sounds like he actually took a page out of the Ripple playbook. I'm going to keep going. Another Joe Lubin clip here real quick from Real XRP Boy. There it is. There's the formula. If you ever wanted to know how to get around the rules, well, listen to Joe Lubin.
Yeah, so Director Hinman declared Ether not a security. Do I think it's going to become true? That Ether will remain not a security? Yeah, I think he was pretty definitive about that. That they were careful not to say anything about the token launch. And we were careful to do our legal work before the token launch so that we're very comfortable that it never was a security. And their analysis was a little more subtle, I think, leaving them some room to police other systems. And so they focused on the decentralized nature of the ecosystem and said that right now Ether's not a security, and you're not gonna, Entropy's not gonna allow that system, I think, to become more centralized. So I doubt it will ever be a security. The ramifications of that are that you'll be able to keep trading Ether as we trade it right now. So the potential, if they declared it a security, the potential of enforcing much more rigid trading mechanisms on regulated exchanges could have been problematic for the ecosystem. But we're officially beyond that. We felt we were beyond that right from the start. The really interesting thing that he said
I'm going to stop it there. It goes on for another minute. But, that first minute of Joe Lubin talking about Ethereum, very, very confident that Ethereum was not going to be considered a security. I mean, he already knew who he had in his back pocket, so he can go on the record and say, yeah, I'm pretty confident. Don't broadcast, display the fact that this is an ICO. Whoa, a lot of stuff here that I would not want the judge to see if this does indeed go to court at some point in time. Of course, this all uncovered incidentally by the XRP community, who is likely very, very passionate about getting XRP some clarity. In the meantime, discrediting people connected to the SEC. And so now Consensus, Joe Lubin, the Ethereum Foundation, all under the microscope. So just wanted to update you guys on that. Also saw this from Michael at Val5 Links, okay? Now get this, guys. The IMF warns that ongoing war in Europe will have a severe impact on the global economy. You set up the Russia-Ukraine situation. You say, okay, that's in one region of the world. But if this continues to go on and the economy happens to collapse, well, it wasn't our fault. So, this is just reported in a report published on Saturday. The IMF has warned that an ongoing war in Europe and associated sanctions will have a severe impact on the global economy. The IMF's report says there is extraordinary uncertainty in the air, and that international financial institutions believe economic consequences are already very serious. With a crisis happening in the world, many analysts and economists are concerned about the global economy and the aftermath of the warfare taking place in the Ukraine. Additionally, Russian sanctions are being discussed or implemented daily by a large quantity of countries across the globe. On Saturday, the IMF issued a staff statement concerning the economic impact of the war in Ukraine. After the executive board met on March 4th, the report notes that the meeting was chaired by the IMF's managing director, Kristalina Georgieva. IMF's outlook is not great, and the international financial institution had noticed the energy and commodities boom last week. Some analysts, of course, have been saying cryptocurrency and precious metals, those are likely the safest investments at this point in time. Again, that is not financial advice by any means. These are just clips, snippets of what I've read over the last week or so. All of this is added to inflationary pressures from supply chain disruption. So they're also bringing in the inflation situation that we have witnessed since the beer flu. And it could slow the beer flu pandemic rebound. Price shocks will have an impact worldwide, especially on poor households for whom food and fuel are a high proportion of expenses. The IMF's statements added, the IMF's reports explain war-related issues could further cause economic fallout across a myriad of countries. Should the conflict escalate, the economic damage would be all the more devastating. The sanctions on Russia will also have a substantial impact on the global economy and financial markets, with significant spillovers to the countries. And then they go on to say gold continues to rise, U.S. futures markets slide, crypto economy slips more than 3% in 24 hours, so just giving us a bit of a snapshot when this was published. But gold futures rising. We are not seeing cryptocurrencies rising in tandem. But, cryptocurrencies, the ones that will solve problems, are certainly going to be coming out of this a lot more prosperous than the 99% of cryptocurrencies that do not do anything. So just be mindful of that, guys. If you are investing in cryptocurrencies, maybe you're just getting into the market right now. So we're hearing it loud and clear now from the IMF, from Kristalina Georgieva. This will have a direct impact, a severe impact on global economies. And so meanwhile, we are also seeing what Russia's next move has been. 311, which stands for March 11th, is coming from Cliff High. If you guys don't follow Cliff High, I suggest you listen to some of his podcasts. Very interesting individual when it comes to all things Great Reset related. So he says this is so fitting on so many levels. Moscow, Russia began active preparations for disconnection from the global internet. No later than March 11th, all servers and domains must be transferred to the Russian zone. We also have this Earth Citizen here retweeting out Black Swan's tweet. Breaking. Russia will disconnect from external internet starting March 11th. So the date has been set. All companies in Russia are required to get a RU address and Russian domestic server. Businesses have 5 days to comply. And then it goes on, cyber attacks on U.S. inbound. Or rather, things that make you go, Could this be the cyber pandemic that Klaus Schwab has been warning us since, let's see, was it July 2020? I think it was at some point in the year 2020. 2 years before all this came to a pass. Okay. And so, this is definitely going to have an impact on the economy, considering Russia is the world's biggest wheat producer, for example. So will they be impacted? Will they not? Is this their next move? And, let's liken it to a chess game. Are they thinking many moves ahead? Well, I saw this from Matthew Liny. Visa, MasterCard, PayPal will have no impact on Russia because UnionPay, which is Chinese, with Wiz Financial, which was formerly called Finabler, will fill the gap. UnionPay is one of the largest card service providers. This is an XRP integrated platform. And so just to bring this up, from back in 2019, Finabler and UnionPay integration signed MOU for global payments technology partnership. And these guys integrated with China and Russia. Finabler rebranded Wiz Financial, merged into leading payments group. And then we got it over here. More information about that cross-border payments interconnectivity between Money Express, the UnionPay remittance platform, and Finabler's payments engine to facilitate cross-border payments. And then down here, guys, this is connected correspondent banks and distribution partners. It is connected to Ripple. It is XRP integrated. So that is some interesting news. Also, just to reiterate that point, this from Michael Manfield here, the fact that Ripple partners continue tie-ups as Finabler signs MOU with UnionPay. So this is just, actually this is recent, this isn't even an old article. Ripple's primary focus has been to initiate partnerships across the spectrum, and the partners themselves have ensured they keep the tradition alive. In a new announcement, Finabler, one of Ripple's most famous partners, revealed that they would be signing a memorandum of understanding with UnionPay International for a global payments technology partnership. So boom, if we see Russia decide, and we already know Russia is in cozy with China, if they get onto this platform, this new system, is it really going to are the sanctions really going to have an effect on them? Is this going to impact, the rest of the world economy? And is this Russia saying, this is our next move, but now that you've pissed us off, we're going to put the pressure on you just a little bit more? Bringing us back to, will this have a severe impact on global economies? Well, the IMF is still saying, yes, it will. Let me keep going, though, because Fojack here on Twitter posted this. Now, the other day, I did a video with the latest Mr. Poole tweet at that time. He was saying to prepare. And we were asking ourselves, prepare for what? Well, here's another one. This time, he's telling us to hide. And he updated the tweet at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time just yesterday, after March 13th. Now, March 13th, an interesting date, coincidentally very, very closely to what Russia is beginning to do on March 11th. This integration could take a few days, let's not forget. This is saying that it's starting on March 11th. That all companies will need to get onto the Russian internet, and that they will disconnect from the external internet altogether. So are we to expect something bigger to happen? Excerpt from Mr. Poole Drop, guys. Now get this is from almost a year ago. March 31st, 2021, last year. Fojack retweets, "New world awaits. Only few will be a part of it. Simulations will continue. Fear equals control. Seek safety in the event of 3/11, 9/11, and 11/31 internal spreading worldwide. Beware of sudden events, unexpected world shattering." So could he mean something that is going on right now? Perhaps the Russia-Ukraine situation. Again, guys, I'm speculating, but it sounds like this is all coming to a head. Do not look further. All answers in the past, future will be repeated. This is a simulation attempt. You cannot stop it. Again, guys, this was posted in March of 2021. And now, March 2022, Mr. Poole is saying hide after March 13th. And coincidentally, who else posted something is going to happen on March 13th? I'm going to punch in there and post, see if you guys can take a look.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.